I would like for y'all to forgive me for being a little bit late with this particular story. I know that it was information that came out about this story all throughout the month. I know that the first part came out on the 8th, and then I think some more stuff came out towards like maybe last week. And this is a very, very sad story, and I have no remorse whatsoever for the two individuals on the left of the image of this little girl. What happened to her is devastating. And when I first learned about it, it to register what I was reading because of the gruesome nature of the event itself. So what happened is you have this little girl who's on the right, whose name is Trinity Love Jones. She was only 9 years old, and her body was found inside of a duffel bag. The only thing that should be going in a duffel bag is clothing items. Usually a duffel bag is used for people who go to a gym or if they're traveling very lightly. You don't put a dead body in a duffel bag. That's not what it's made for. But apparently, the two monsters on the left of her image felt the need to put her in that bag. Now, when the story first broke, we only heard about the guy whose name is Emiel Lamar Hunt. That's who we knew about for a while, and that was the only person of interest in the entire situation. Until a few days later, it came down the pike that her mother, whose name is Traquesta Graham. Now, mind you, there's a 10-year age difference between the two of them. She's 28 and he's 38. Now, to my knowledge, I don't think that this girl, that her daughter, is his biological daughter, which means that she had this child with another man from a previous relationship. Now, I already know what people are going to say in the comments, that these women need to be careful with the type of man that they bring into the environment with their child if that's not the father of the child. I just did a story about a man who was molesting his girlfriend's 5-year-old daughter, and she walked in and cut him with a sword. Although she should have did a little bit more, at least she did something. It's so many stories that come out when stuff like this happens. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read this article coming from WGN so we can get a little bit more information. Homicide detectives on Monday announced they have arrested the mother of a 9-year-old girl whose body was found partially inside of a duffel bag at the bottom of a Los Angeles area embankment on suspicion of her daughter's killing. Traquesta Graham, age 28, was booked Thursday on suspicion of the murder of Trinity Love Jones, according to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department and county booking records. The case is being reviewed by the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. Charges are expected to be filed on Wednesday morning. Graham has been in custody since March 8th, when she and her boyfriend Emiel Lamar Hunt, age 38, were detained at a border crossing in Texas. They practically gave away what they were doing, or their guilt. That was their admission of guilt right there. They said they found them at a border crossing in Texas. They were attempting to flee the establishment. Hunt was charged with murder on March 12th in connection with Jones's death, while Graham has been held on an unrelated warrant as detectives continue investigating her involvement with the killing. County workers discovered Jones's body, which was partially stuffed inside of a duffel bag and placed down on the side of an embankment along Hacienda Boulevard, south of Colima Road, on March 5th, investigators said. Detectives said it appears she was killed on March 1st. Jones was not formally identified by coroner's officials until March 10th, although tipsters had been giving detectives an idea to her identity. After Graham was taken into custody in Texas on March 8th, detectives found and arrested Hunt sleeping in his car in the parking lot of San Diego International Airport the following day. Hunt was not Jones's father. Hunt served more than a decade in prison after being convicted of abusing his own son in 2005. Really pay attention to that. This woman literally put her daughter in harm's way. This guy was in jail for let me make sure I get it right, was in prison for more than a decade, going back to 2005, for abusing his own biological son. And you brought this monster around your own child, and now your child is dead and you had involvement with it. Throw the book at both of these fools. As a matter of fact, throw a billion of them at them, anchor them to their ankles, and throw them into the ocean. The suspects and victim were believed to have been homeless, staying in their car in a Santa Fe Springs motel in the months leading up to Jones's death, officials said. They moved out of a family member's home in Long Beach about 10 months ago. Bail for Graham and Hunt has been set at $2 million each, and I hope they don't make either one. I hope neither one of them make it. Graham is expected to appear in Los Angeles County Superior Court for an arraignment hearing on Wednesday, records show. Hunt is scheduled for an arraignment on April 16th. So, well, this article went out on March 18th. It's now March 23rd. So his arraignment has pretty much already occurred. Okay, I'm sorry I had to pause it right quick because I found some additional information. So not only does this Emiel Hunt character have a record, so does the mother. Because according to this other article I just found, it says back in 2009, she was convicted of enticing a minor female for prostitution back in 2009, and she is a registered sex offender. Her own mother is a registered sex offender. I don't even know how in the hell she even has a child. So you have one guy that abused his own son and spent more than a decade in jail. You have another one who is the mother to this child, who was enticing a minor female, meaning under the age of 17 or 16, depending on where it is, for prostitution, and she's a registered sex offender. And they both decided to meet up and kill her daughter. I have really nothing left to say about these two demons, except burn their asses as quick as possible. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Hold on, and you know what? Scratch that. I'm not even done yet. These two right here need to be dealt with accordingly. And you know what's so sad? You know what's so interesting about this? Not many people are talking about this story the way that it should be talked about. Like these two right here. If there was a way that we could expel them from the community, we surely would. As a matter of fact, in my personal opinion, I don't even consider them to be a part. These two were meant for each other, learning this information. But that little girl did not deserve it. As a matter of fact, not only did that little girl not deserve it, but his son didn't deserve what happened to him. That girl that she enticed them to prostitution didn't deserve it. These two were just bad with children. No child needs to be around them. And to be honest, where they're going, and hopefully it's for a long time, there will be no children near them. Now I'm done.